Hi, so I'm going to show you how you're going to log in on SmartBuilder after signing up. So after signing up here and that you have filled up all the information and that you've gotten an email with a password, you're going to go on login. And over here, it will ask you to enter your email address. So you will enter the email address that you have given them at the beginning when you're signing up. And then you will click continue. Now the reason why this took me to this page directly was because I already had signed in before. However, if you are logging in for the first time, you will have to enter the password manually. So I'm just going to open in the same browser. You can also launch SmartBuilder directly, but I clicked on this so you can see what I'm doing. And it might take you a while depending on the browser that you're using. So I'm using right now Safari. But you can use Firefox, Internet Explorer, or any other browser that the SmartBuilder requirements have given you. So the first thing you're going to see is the window that will show you how to get started. So if you're new here and you've never used SmartBuilder before, or you have used it but you're not sure how it works, it provides you a step-by-step guide on how to use SmartBuilder and how to form or create a lesson. So if you click on Brief Process Overview, this will show you how to navigate SmartBuilder in an easier way, a more guided way. So if you click on it, you will be directed to another window. And the interesting part about this is that they always provide objectives of what you will learn at the end of each guide. So say for example the first one will be about authoring basics, time savers, published and deploy, and growing with SB. And if you go into more detail, it will show you what are the components that you will be finding. So I will be clicking next. And it is very directed, so it will show you where to click. And the first thing you will see here is you will be presented with the interface of the software. So this is what you will be seeing once you open a new lesson. Not with the components inside, it will be actually empty, but they are showing you how it would show up if you had content inside. So if you hover with your mouse over the options, they will explain to you each aspect and each button and each component to help guide you and navigate the software much easier. And if you click next, it will also show it to you one by one. So we don't have to go through the whole thing, but as you can see, it's very guided. Now if you click hide, you can skip this and you can go to next if you do not want to be leaded on a step-by-step guide here. So I'm going to click next. And the 4 groups that you have seen here before are showing up on the top here. And again, this is like a guided lesson, so it will show you what to do. Of course, you do not have to do it. You can just exit through it and start building the lesson right away. But I would highly recommend it to actually go through it and read through the instructions. So here, as you can see, it doesn't click on the 1, 2, 3 options, but you have to go through next to actually go and proceed. And I'm just going to go through it very fast. So as you can see here, it didn't click next up until I actually hovered over the image. So you will find this a lot of times, that you cannot click on the next until you have hovered over the image. And the reason is because some of us will actually just go next, next, next without actually reading it carefully. So I really like that aspect of getting you started, but actually making sure that you are going through it. So I'm going to show you how this happens. So I'm going to click next and click next again. So it's telling me you have to view the demos above before continuing. So again, it's not letting me go because it needs to show it to me. It's very important. So I'm going to click on first demo. Now the first demo shows me how to create a basic action with a trigger and a response. So this is if you want, for example, to see if your students are making doing a test and you want to see if they did well or not. So you would have check marks and you would have X's. The next one would be on how to form that. So you go on create action, click, and so on. Now after you're done, you can still go to next. You would still have to click on hide, which is a bit annoying because some things need to be skipped and you need to also go next if you want to proceed. So it's not really a fast track where you can just skip the steps. You have to go through it one by one, more or less. Then now you're in the second aspect, which is time savers. So again, you will not click on the aspects here because they're not available. So you have to begin, and again, next, or the second, third, and go next. Next. Here I can't go next again. I have to click on either the samples or the demo. So I'll click on the samples to show you an example of what this would be, a drag and drop. So drag, 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 drag. And I'm doing it on purpose to actually make a mistake so you can see what happens if you actually make a mistake. So there's an X and there's a check mark, green check mark. So if you're planning in your lesson and you want to do, say, drag and drop or multiple choice, and you want to check your learners, you want to evaluate your learners, that will be a best way to do it, or one of the good ways to do it. Now see here, if I hover over feedback, you can actually provide feedback on a page or general feedback on the tutorial. So given this is very useful, if you want to add up something to the page or you just want to provide your general information, that would be good. So I'm going to click next, hide, then demo, and then hide again, and then next. See, it does not let you proceed until you have at least clicked on the demo and went on hide. You still have to click on it. And of course, next until you finished all the pages. Now we're in another section, which is publish and share. And so on, and so on, and so on. So I'm not going to go over through the whole tutorial, but just to get the aspects here, you have also another factor, which is another tutorial, which is the video tutorials, and this will open up to a new page of browser to lead on to other videos that you would want to watch, which are probably a bit more clear because you will have access to the software itself, and the tutorial is actually showing how to open it and not just a set of images. So say I want to create a quiz. So the first thing you're going to see is actually the video, but if your company does not support YouTube or does not let you open YouTube, you can also open it under another a browser or another player. So say I click on JW Player and it should start playing. So this is how it shows the tutorial for the video. So I'm going to exit this and I'm going to close this. So see, if you want this box to show again, just click on this box, make sure it's checked, and just close it. So it will show up each time you log in, just in case you forgot how to use SmartBuilder. So as you can see here, I had already 2 projects ready. Yes, I named them Tata and Nanoland, but you can name them whatever you want. It doesn't matter. So say, for example, you don't have any projects open yet, and you want to start. You go on New Lesson, create New Lesson. And it's going to ask you to name your project. So I'm going to name it New Project. And then you're going to describe it, New, and Testing, for example. And the more you name or describe your project, the more it's going to be clear, but you don't have to. The necessary parts are only in red. Then it's going to show you the interface that you have seen before in the tutorial, which is pretty straightforward. Nothing new from the tutorial, so it should be clear. So depending on what you want to do, say for example you want to add text, you would click on the left, and if you want to add an image, you would click on graphic. And all of these were superposed over each other, so you need to be careful what you want to do at the beginning. So if you know already what you want, this should be pretty straightforward. However, if you're still playing with it, it might take a bit more time. But again, this is a drag and drop feature, so even if you have not watched the tutorial, you can still navigate it more or less, because it looks like the SmartBoard programs that you would use, say if you were a teacher or an educational technologist, a program that you would use. So that's it. That's how you open up SmartBuilder for the first time and you navigate through it by going through the tutorials. So if you need to exit from it, all you need to do is to log out, and it will ask you if you want to save. So I would not want to save this, but if you are saving it, you would click on yes, and of course it will show you another browser, and it will tell you to log out, that you have logged out. So if you want to log in again, you just click re-login, and it will ask you for your email, and your password, which I have not entered before, but now it is asking me. And you click submit again, and you're at the browser now, the same one that we have seen before. Hope you like this video, and we'll keep up with more updates on how to navigate other features on SmartBuilder. So stay tuned.